This is everything wrong with NHL 24 Be a Pro. The purpose of this video is for EA developers to see and fix these issues. Please share this video on Twitter or X and at these people and send them the link to this video so that way they can see this video and hopefully they can make these changes. The most important one is Big Mike, but I wanted to include the content creators too because they're important. Alright, starting off with bad line changes. More often than not, I'm just thrown out completely out of the play. And I understand sometimes you get bad line changes, but some of these are just ridiculous. Like that one right there, that was stupid. Now, another complaint I have is that the camera does not show you the play when you're all the way up like that. So you have to fight your way all the way back just to see what's going on. Now I have it set to where it should switch between me and the play, but when I first come out of the box, no matter what I do, if I switch the camera, it will not show me the play. So I'm stuck just running backwards and hoping that it doesn't go in. And also right there I get injured, so that's great. Alright, so you basically have four options that the coach gives you, which you think that they'd give you more than that, considering that there's more to the game than scoring goals and protecting a lead and keeping them from scoring goals and continuing pressure. But no. And there's also some glitches that occur that'll show up in this last clip where essentially it thinks the game is still going on. It gives me minus points for not doing the challenge correctly, but it's pretending that the game is still going on. Alright, this is more of a general NHL 24 complaint. A lot of people have complained about this, and you essentially just can't dump the puck as far as you used to. And this is horrible defense, by the way. I don't know what the defenders were doing. Alright, this is by far my biggest complaint. When you're going for the poke check and you're pushing the poke check button and you're pointing towards the puck that you're trying to poke, it registers as a hit animation. And I've never seen this before. It's definitely new and it completely messes me up. I feel like a lot of people don't use the I think I think it has a special name for it, but I don't know what the name is. But I've been doing it since 20 maybe. I don't know. I've been doing it for a while. I've been playing since NHL 16, but it's really messing me up because I pretty much have to do the normal poke.
Oh my God!
So when I usually help out defend the rush, I come all the way to the center between the two circles and try to make sure that, the D doesn't mess up and they can't get past me. So I did that right here and I try helping out. He passes it over. Really bad positioning by both number 5 and I think it's Roos is the other guy. Roos really made a big mistake, and I'll show a slow-mo of it in a second. But the defensive positioning is just terrible. I don't know if that's just the overall of the player doing most of that or what, but it's like that should never like he went for a hit right there. He went for the hit on a guy who didn't even have the puck. All right, so this clip, the puck's gonna come down and 48 is going to have bad positioning trying to rotate his body right here. The center's going to miss his coverage, and number 5 is completely just doing nothing. He needs to cover that weak side.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the?
Alright, so I was going to try to not talk about the goal simulation because I feel like it makes sense that there's goals that happen when you're not on the ice. But we were tied, Kucherov scored, and then I went to go sim. There was another goal, and then I went to the period break, came back, simmed again, and there was another goal. And at the end of this clip, there's another simulation goal. Like, it's not even fair. Like, what am I supposed to do? I understand I'm not on a very good team, but sheesh, give me a chance. Alright, this is just absolute proof that they did not beta test or play test, whatever you want to call it. They did not play test Be a Pro. I don't know if they just had one person change a few things and they're like, all right, we're good. Clearly they did not double check their work because there are so many good players that have 0 goals, 1 goal, 2 goal, like Kucherov. 10 games in with 1 goal and 5 assists, I think it was. That's just, that's unacceptable, really. Like, I don't know what they do to simulate the season and the goals and stuff like that, but I mean, it should be a simple equation that you can run through and it'll simulate as if it was a real season. And I get some of the players are hard to predict, especially rookies and stuff like that, but guys who are, complete all-stars, like 100% of the time are going to perform, should not be performing that bad. They need to fix their simulation system, seriously.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, in previous versions of the game, I've never really seen a problem where there's just 1 or 2 fights every single game. But it keeps happening and it's really annoying, and that's all I'm going to say about it. So this is going to be a kind of a weird pass, but it's just why, why? It also looks like he might lose the stick handle on it, but I'm more so complaining about the bounce passes off the board. And I also want to complain about the defender just putting it in the net. But here's the bounce pass. It's like, slow ass pass is never going to reach me. So they need to edit the passing so that way if it's slow and the defender's coming, don't slow pass it off the boards. Like that, there should be some sort of player logic system where, okay, defender is in front of me, don't slow pass off boards. That should be in the game, period. Alright, I've got beef with Anthony CU. That dude never passes to me. He passes sometimes. It seems like it's when it's like a choreographed play, like the perfect play, he'll pass. But if there's like anyone remotely in the area, like this clip right here, he will not pass to me. And my dude's a sniper, and I'll bury it 100%. So it's just kind of annoying. I'm off his line. I got promoted to the first line, but it's one of those things where they probably need to adjust the amount of times that certain players pass and don't pass. Alright, these are just goals that the goalie should not be pushing it into the net. Looks like on that first one he gloved it into the net. And on the second one here, I'm going to slow it down. If you watch as he comes in the zone, he gets a shot on Mrazek. He makes a save, and when he makes a save, he should cover right here, right? He's going to cover it. Nope, poke check. Right to the defenseman, right in his feet. Now the defenseman should pick it up, but he doesn't. And it's a goal. Alright, this is just absolutely ridiculous. The amount of times I go in just to make a play and I get absolutely rocked, and then all my stamina's gone, and I can't do anything for the rest of my shift. Granted, this one's almost over. It's ridiculous. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but most of the time when I fight, I get injured after and I can't play the rest of the game, and it's really annoying. Alright, this is a pretty rare glitch, but it's probably something that happens to a lot of people, but they don't even think about it because it's so hard to tell. I zoom in and zoom out and spin around a bunch of times, and you can't really tell towards the end that essentially it hits off the top of his glove and he hits it up. Now, if this were to happen in real life, I mean, he'd probably make the save, but if it hits the top of your glove and it's going that fast, it's probably going to clip and bobble into the net or just go straight into the net after pushing through the top of the glove because there's not a lot of strength right there. Because, I mean, it would just barely touch the glove. Alright, this one was really annoying. I'm going to slow it down in a second here, and you'll be able to see. But essentially, the defenseman bats the pass out of the air. And this has happened a bunch of times. This is the only time that I could find in my clips. But watch, he bats it down perfectly. Like, that's some Crosby level stuff right there. And it stops me from getting the saucer pass off because I'm saucing it to these guys. And it would be a great scoring chance, if not even a goal.
Jesse, we have to cook.
Alright, so I just played against Nashville, and I played against the Calder opponent. And now they just now come up with the thing that says you're about to go against the Calder opponent, or you can accept the challenge. So I accepted the challenge, but the game before, the guy got a goal, I only got an assist. So I think that's why I ended up losing the challenge, because after this Buffalo game, I lost the challenge. But the Buffalo game, I did score a goal. So I don't know how it counted or what, but I lost points, and it's a really weird and stupid glitch. So yeah. Alright, so these are all the list of bugs and issues to fix. So coaches' challenges, they're incorrectly worded and they're not registering correctly. So I guess you just have to look at individual incidents and see what's going wrong and fix that slowly. The sim scoring is inaccurate. I'm not really sure how you would fix that, but I assume you could just have the players like Kucherov, you know that they're going to score 10 goals by game 20, so, make him score a goal every other game, something like that. Reduce the amount of energy that you lose when you get hit, fix the line changes, make the camera pan to the play as soon as you go, and have the ability to switch back to your player if you want to. Certain players don't pass the puck. I was promoted to the first line and all the players are passing the puck normally, so it's only certain players that don't pass the puck. Goalies need to make sure they don't poke check it into defensemen. Maybe freeze the puck a little bit more. I'm not really sure how to get the ones where they like spin around and put it in the goal. They don't do it as bad as it was in previous games. Like there was one where he would just turn around because he thought it was behind him and he would just put it in the net. That was a pretty bad year. Some teams don't pull the goalie in the final minutes. Allow the player to pull the goalie. This is a thing in like online versus. Just make it happen in the be a pro. Poke checks register as a hit animation. Fixes by removing the hit animation when the player is holding in the right bumper. So because that's what I do is I'm holding in the right bumper. You put your stick on the ice and then you right click towards the player and it'll like basically push the poke in. And that's my problem is that it works, but if you do it too quickly and actually push in the right stick, it'll just hit. Dumping, lifting the puck does not go very far. Basically just revert it to the past version because on the PK it's really hard to dump the puck. You basically just pass it right back to the D-man. So yeah, just revert it to the past version. And then first line promotion sometimes does not work. I remember early in the season I was promoted to the first line and then I played that game and I was never on the first line. And then 10 games later I was promoted to the first line. I played that game, didn't get the first line, and as soon as I get out of the game, it says plus 500 points and it promotes me to the first line. So it did eventually work, but there's definitely a glitch where it'll say you're promoted to the first line and you're not actually playing on the first line. Anyway, like I said before, if you agree with what I'm saying, please try to tweet this video at the Big Win Mike on Twitter or X. So that he can see it. He's the creative director, so he's the one in charge of the NHL. I think NHL 23 and 24. Um, so yeah, you can also tweet those other people, but I mostly mention the YouTubers just because obviously um, they play the game, they have some influence with the game. If I was able to get one of them to watch it and share it, then more people could see it, and then hopefully Mike could see it and some of these changes would get fixed because it seems like every year there's no way to report bugs unless you just go on EA and post a comment. So there's no like real way for the users to report bugs and have this stuff fixed. You just have to wait till the next game, and that's honestly unacceptable. Like most of these things I mentioned, you could probably fix in one day by one person. So yeah, but yeah, that's all. I'm gonna make more videos on NHL. I'm definitely gonna make some recommendations for features and ideas. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's all. Peace.